All right, let's see here. Straighten up this camera. I apologize. Can never remember how it's gonna exactly sit from recording a normal video to live. So let me get this adjusted. I do apologize for that. Sweet. You have saber-tooth goldfish. What is up? Of course I have saber-tooth goldfish. No, I'm just kidding. What is up, Dave? Try and get this camera set up. Whatever. I guess that'll work. What's up? What's up? Man, that's why I need. Well, I won't disclose that yet. But Dave, what we talked about earlier for my phone, I need that to take care of all this. But still looking absolutely gorgeous. Oh man. So a quick little rundown on the 125. I don't really ever scrape this tank down like ever. Knock on wood. I don't have an algae issue, which is really nice. Definitely appreciate that. And I don't necessarily have to gravel back this tank a whole lot either because I have an obnoxiously large wave maker on here. And the fish enjoy that because it blows them around and then they swim back up. And that blows them around again and then they swim back up. It's pretty cool. But as you guys know, if you've seen the goodbye video, this tank has changed since that video actually has been posted, which there's a follow-up to that. Shout out Pops and his incredible work with his 125 African cichlid tank as well. I can't necessarily call mine an African cichlid tank because there's convicts in here. But oh shoot, we got 5 people. That's lit. And 1 like. Thank you. Appreciate that. So I guess depending on what people say, what is up? What is up? 24. Damn. If you guys want, I'll do a quick little walk around and then start going through the process of the water change for the 125. So let me know what you guys think. Again, just a real quick, brief little walk around. Talk about some tanks quick. Appreciate that, guys. I greatly appreciate that. All right. Well, I guess I'll do a quick little turnaround. Just a quick little tease. Anyway, there's a 65 looking absolutely gorgeous. Oscar, another Red Devil, Fleischer, 2 cats. Love this tank. Again, this tank is going to change too. So once this changes, a lot of the things that you see in the room the way it is right now is going to get revamped. And not only just because I get bored with things, but because these fish are starting to grow, especially this Red Devil. And they might not be, but I'm pretty sure she's a female. And I'm pretty sure that's a male. Don't know if that could work, but that'd be super cool. Be kind of like a trashy couple. Shout out Cichlid Charmer. You were my inspiration there with that little bit. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get going on this tank. So basically, all I'll do is take my pump, open this bad boy up. Timeout. First, before I do that, I unplug my canister filter. I'm all but positive it's this one though. Yeah, it was that one. All right, but anyway, so yeah, as you guys can see, a lot of faces have disappeared from this tank. Ooh, ooh. That's probably somebody should screenshot that. I have convict babies. Go figure. What do you guys think I should do with the convict babies? Is what I want to know. Do I hatch them out, or well, grow them up, I should say, or do I do other things with them? I want to see if anybody. What? What do you mean? Can you breathe? Dude, that'd be cool. That'd be nuts. With the ribbon fish, ribbon fish are cool, or rope fish. I don't know what I'm saying. Ribbon fish are neat too. They're just in the ocean. Trying not to make a mess all over the basement, but what happens when you're doing water changes? These rocks out. So anyway, in case you were wondering, all you do is you drop your pump in there. Man, this water is warm. This is, I believe, the warmest tank I have. I keep this tank in the wintertime at about 85 degrees. But I think I'm going to change that to where it's actually 83. Switch the two, because in the summer I try and keep it 83 degrees and 85 in the winter. I'm going to do it the other way around, because that's the way I do every other tank. Cooler in the winter time and obviously warmer during the summer. So anyway, don't give me shit. I know you're going to say, Garrett, you don't got to do this the siphon way. But it's easier because then I don't have to necessarily worry about shooting water all over the basement. Done that 1,000 times too. But so since this is a 125-gallon tank, I'll drain 10 gallons of water. Right around 10 gallons of water. And for those of you who are wondering why I don't have this tank completely filled, it's mainly because, in my opinion, Petco stands are absolute dog doo-doo. So I don't necessarily trust that. And I also have probably an extra 150, 200 pounds of sand in here. Plus, I don't know, at least another 25 pounds of hardscape, meaning rocks. So, you've been getting your hiney beat, haven't you? Who's been beating your butt? You're really pretty a couple weeks ago. Somebody's been beating you up. And keep an eye on that. Always keep an eye on your fish. Always. Always, always, always. Because in a matter of a day, like I swear this fish, I have a video of this fish probably yesterday swimming around perfectly fine. I'm telling you, I take pictures and videos of my tank every single day, all the time, because it's always changing. Every single fish is changing. The tank itself is always changing because, they're Africans, so of course they're going to move everything around. It's just what they do. You can't blame them for that. It's just what they do by nature. So it's definitely always interesting. But anyway, as you can see right there, 5 gallon. Again, shout out Pops for hooking me up with the water change system. Not only because, one, it saves me time and it's a whole hell of a lot easier, but all these tanks, the water that is being pushed into these tanks when I'm doing these water changes is a preset temperature, which is sick, in my opinion. So it's averages, I haven't set it 83, but it tends to be 81 to 83, somewhere like 83.4, I think is the highest I've seen it. So it's not too horrible. So, I mean, if you ask me, it's all about spot on. I won't complain at all. I am a little concerned about this gal though, because she was really, really colored up. Now she's kind of just swimming weird. And the pump isn't on, so don't worry. It's not enough force to be sucking her into the pump or anything. And don't worry, this hose is pretty long, but with everything set up right now the way it is, the hose isn't long enough to run directly into my sump, which is why I'm still using buckets. Don't worry, I don't fill it that way anymore. I just drain it. All I'll do is I have bucket back by my sump. Throw this in. Anyway, for those of you who are still watching, what are your guys' questions? I got some questions. I want to have let the questions begin. What is up, Mary Lou? All right. So I'm gonna empty out these buckets, and then I'll go back to blabbering. Apologize about the noise. That's super loud. I deeply apologize about that. Maybe I should take my mic off during that. All right. Yeah, I'll sit this here for now. ASMR water sounds. Again, man. Just for you, Dave. Just for you. All right. So obviously, number one rule before putting new water into your tank: treat it. I use Prime. Not sponsored, sadly. Anyway, as you can tell, that'd be pretty cool because I do have a bunch of tanks. But dosing is on the back. Always use this. So what this does is it'll take out your nitrates, nitrites, ammonia, chlorine, anything necessarily that can cause harm to your fish. So for this specifically, it is one capful is 50 gallons. With this, shit. Oh man, I did that on live. I'm very sorry, guys. I still getting used to this. I'm sorry. Anyway, I got so much of this stuff sitting around. Got bottle caps for days. So anyway, right there is one treatment for 50 gallons. 100 gallons. And to tell your gallon marks, you count the rings. I always go just a little bit over, just to be safe. Some chemicals you're not supposed to do that. This stuff doesn't. I've never seen anything that says not to, that it has to be specific. But anyway, again, oh, the wave maker's turned off. I turned it off too. I'm a silly buffoon. Turn the water on. And just like that, 80, 83-degree water right into the tank. Cool. On to the next. Now, this tank I will clean, and I have been bitten by the fish in this tank already. So I hope that doesn't happen today. It might happen today. Depends on if everybody's riled up or not. I'm sure somebody in this tank will be because that's just the way it seems to go. But whatever. Get my supplies ready a while. Again. Pops, if you're watching, again, shout out Pops. Nifty little tool here. Now, just because for what I have in this tank, the rope fish and the bisher, I'm not going to use the metal blade. I'm going to use the plastic blade. So I'm going to slide this bad boy out. And probably only yellow. Ooh, looks a little dirty. Yeah, just a little bit. Not necessarily dirty, I guess. Kind of the background. And I think actually I'm going to use one of these bars instead of, just because I'm used to using these bars. No, these are not Mr. Clean bars. You not Mr. Clean bars. Don't use these. Not well. Use these, not Mr. Clean bars. These, good. Mr. Clean, don't use. All right. So, because this tank is sand, it sticks to the glass. In my opinion, and they think it's feeding time. So yeah, I'm probably more than likely gonna get bit because I normally feed them this time of night, and I normally never do water changes on Fridays. It's a weekend thing. But anyway, the sand will collect, and it drives me nuts. I hate it. So just kind of gently, real gingerly, wipe everything down. And I know some people they don't like doing water changes, and that kind of blows my mind. I love water changes. I like spending time with each tank individually, one on one, instead of just kind of taking them all in all at the same time. Plus, too, I get to keep an eye on everything, make sure everything looks healthy, tanks look good, make sure there's no heating issues or anything like that. Just catfish comes out all the time. And typically, I, I consider this a deep water change, if you will, because I'm wiping all this stuff down. I don't normally have to wipe things down that often. I only do it probably, I don't know, once every other week or so. Just keep everything looking nice and crisp. Move this lid over. Oh, alright, whatever. Alright. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Scrub it down to 65. Some information, I guess, quick about these fish in here. Oscar, he was with the two black tigers for the longest time. Then the two black tigers started picking on him, so I separated them. And then I tried to put them in the 150 together. The white Oscar decided he was going to be king of the hill, or king of the tank, and beat up the black Oscars. So I put him back into where he was, put the Red Devil in on a whim, thinking they were going to fight. Not thinking they were going to fight, but like with that in mind, that there's a potential risk of that. And they did perfectly fine, which amazes me. And then potentially, to really, really kick things off, because why not? I've been thinking about putting the Dovi potentially with these guys as well. Not maybe in this tank. I'm not going to talk too much, but we'll see what happens in the future. You guys have to keep an eye out for that. But anyway, looks clean enough for me. And then what I'll do with this tank is, yeah, Alright, got the handy dandy siphon. So what I'm gonna do is start off in the left corner, because that's where a lot of the stuff in this junk in this tank sits. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice he was out. Yeah, I love the redfish, so cool. Turbo, you're watching. Thank you, man. Seriously, really, really, really cool fish. And in my opinion, it's kind of like one of the key fish in this tank that makes this tank so different. In my opinion, is this fish. I don't know if you are watching, but if you are, in case you do end up watching, wanted to make sure I said that. All right, big guy, get back down. Escape artist, they are. There he is, peeking out at me. A little sketchy there at the rock. Not necessarily the biggest fan of that. It's weird. The two biggest fish are the biggest scaredy cats in this tank, or it's said to be most aggressive fish, are hands down the two scaredy butts of this tank. Plug everything back in on the 125 a while. So I have it set up on the PC. Again, shout out Pops. So I don't necessarily like the worse. I don't know why it's so crappy. Other than my friends and I'm filming on live and not my camera, which sucks. But what can you do? Dump this out. I don't know if I'll do another fucking on that yet or not. Thank you very much. I promise I'll hurry this part up. Or at least try to. Where these two are filling up, and then I'll do a quick little walk around. Super, super quick. Yeah, it looks pretty good, honestly. I'll fill it up. Okay, so 65 gallons. So you guys know, you guys are smart, paying attention. One cap full is for 50 gallons. A little bit more than that. So, how about 65 right there? Turn the water on. Sweet. There we go. Yeah, you guys can see it there too. No pump action right for the water removal. Well, Pops, great question. See, there was a good amount of waste starting to pile up in some of the corners due to there not being a waymaker in this tank, which I plan to get. So there's just not enough flow. So there's some settlement crap there that I don't necessarily like being there. So I wanted to get that out with the hose instead of using the pump. That way I can get a more uh, amount, I guess. So anyway, 125 is full. I just hit a high note. That's crazy. Now we got some water flowing. All right. Slow her down here just a tad. Just a small tad. Put the cover back on in case the ropefish decides wants to get a little excited. Also known as Slinky. That's the ropefish's name, Slinky, in case you guys were wondering. 100% Pops. 100% agree with you. Shy little turd over there looking at you. What's going on out there? Anyway. Get a little spin here quick since I have everything lit up. If anybody is curious. Joker, Pudge, Pookie, if you're watching, this one's for you. For everybody else who hasn't seen it, no, I do not do that. Do not do this all too horribly often. But sometimes it's fun to get him wound up. Oh. Are you not going to do it? Wow. Maybe he's in a loving mood tonight. Strange. Come here, Pudge. Come on. There you go. No? All right. That's weird. You Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, there he goes. I'm not gonna get him too wound up. I gotta remember, I gotta reach my hand in there before too long. What are those tiny fish in the bottom left? So those are talking about these guys in here, or you talk about those guys in the little pocket that I was just in. What's the big fish on the bottom? Okay, so this is Joker. He's a jaguar, all but full grown, probably full grown. So is Pudge, I'd assume. Let me get some stuff moved around here quick. Get a better shot. I'm in bottom right, sorry. Oh, you're good. Those guys I'll get to here in 1 second. Let me get to these little, or to this big guy. I'll readjust it here. Yup. The bottom right pops. Anyway, Joker, I apologize if this isn't the best quality. I'll make sure to get some more content of Joker out shortly, specifically. But anyway, yeah, Joker, like I said, is a Jaguar cichlid. Pretty sure it's a male. Very, very mean. These are friends. Friends. Yes. Very beautiful fish, though. Absolutely love this fish. I love the greens. Very beautiful color blues, especially when it goes across here, which is the main reason why I don't have LED lights on this tank because I think the LED just doesn't doesn't do justice for this fish, in my opinion, at all. Now I can get this fish wound up here in a moment, so it'll come across. Yeah, there you go. Mean fish. Mean. Yeah, mean fish. William! Ah, too slow. Mean fish. This one doesn't bite. Joker does. Or Pudge does. I actually had this one not bite me. This one's a lot faster than Pudge is, in my opinion. Joker's no joke. Joker's fast, but I think Pudge is just ruthless. Not food. Johnny likes Joker. Yeah, Joker's really cool. Like seriously, I love Joker. Joker's such a neat fish. And I want to do more. Like I kind of feel bad that Joker's on the bottom because it doesn't necessarily catch your eye right away. I mean, it kind of does because the light's real bright on the tank, yeah, but your eyes don't naturally gravitate to that, which sucks. So I want to figure out a different situation, I think, potentially for one of these two. And in case you guys didn't know, I did get these two fish from the same guy, and I do plan to get more fish from him here before too long. Oh, yep, there he is, chasing them around. So we're going to bounce back up here periodically just because don't necessarily want that to be. Oh, poop. That's not going to work. All right, well, whatever. Just don't look down there. All right, thanks. Try and fix that a little bit. Anyway, back to Joker. There. Yeah, wound up now. I don't know why I'm doing this. When again, my tank or my hand has to go in this tank in like 10 minutes. Yeah, get big boy, get big boy. Sometimes. And I'm not gonna do it in case I get bit, because I don't want to not necessarily freak out, but say a bunch of curse words. Because it's really not the fish's fault if I get bit, and I know that obviously because I'm not one of those people. But I'm not gonna get him too much more wound up because obviously that filter has to be plugged in. So sorry, I'm deaf. Looking down there. Oh crap! Sorry, Dave. Thanks for reminding me. Pudge, you look so goofy, man. Love you though. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. All right. So for those of you who are wondering, let me readjust this. Got beautiful 55. I will turn this light off to try and help with somewhat of the glare. I only have all the lights on, just help with this main tank. But anyway, 55. My two silver Argentinians. Well, I can't remember 100% what it is. Viejas, Kissengrami, Angelfish. Little guys up here that are yellow have the stripes going down them are Nicaraguans. It's a turquoise Texas cichlid, Jack Dempsey, Firemouth cichlid. Firemouth cichlid. Love this fish. Love this fish. Red belly, very beautiful. Waiting for this Jack Dempsey to get really pretty too. Other little green goblin over here is a Spheni. Very beautiful. And that is a Geophagus species. I love Geophagus. They're very, very, very pretty. So many different varieties of them that you can get. All kinds of different sizes. Very, very great fish. Moving down for my guy, Dave. This one's for you, bud. I like tank potato. Yeah, I love tank potato. Big white turds, tank potato. For those of you who do not know. Anyway, these little guys over here, they're probably gonna think they're gonna get fed if I do this. Are my little peacock, my little peacock cichlids. All of them. Oh man, Jules cichlid again. Anyway, Jules cichlid is in here as well because the other one heated up, which that's just my luck. And now that jewel cichlid is eating peacocks. So, whatever. I guess that's gonna have to get addressed. So, yes, all these except for one fish are peacocks. I'm going to turn this back off. I'll give you guys a quick little tour, real quick. Love those little guys. Which ones, Dave? Up top or on the bottom? The little guys on the bottom? They're pretty cool. I love the lighting on them. They got pretty good lights, or pretty good, pretty good color. If I had my other light down here, I'd put it on them, but I don't. So I'm actually going to spin these two tanks around super quick, or spin the camera around super quick, and go back to working on these guys here, bottom ones. Yeah, Dave, they're really cool, man. Definitely really neat. I appreciate that. I'm cool, or very excited for once they get to that more mature size and they really start to get their color on them. That's what I'm looking forward to the most with them. But back to the water changing process. Let's get back to it. All right, now, in case you guys are wondering, Garrett, what size tank am I looking at here, guy? These are 29-gallon tanks. In case you were curious, very great size tank. You have all kinds of options with this tank. It's a decent. I mean, in my opinion, it's probably better than a decent first tank because again, it's a great size tank. Looks very well. Have plenty of options with fish, meaning like what group you would like to do. Um, Decoration, you can do all kinds of whatever theme, if you will, that you want. Because again, these two tanks are the same size and two completely different types of fish. And that jewel can't be serious right now. That's what we get for saving. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to do with him. Obviously, am I gonna? I never want to intently see any fish get harmed or anything like that. Convicts. But other than that, yeah. So I'll do about 5 gallons on both of these tanks here. I could again just plug it in, which I probably will do now. I just hate having to move stuff to plug other stuff in. I hate it. But yeah, a jewel cichlid, which is this one right here, absolutely gorgeous fish. Absolutely, like when it's completely colored up and it's that maroon color, that ruby jewel red color. It's gorgeous, but it's just true to my nature. Of course, it's gonna be a little butt, which actually, what I should do with this tank, what I will do with this tank, since pops got it, and this tank has stuff. It's kind of ugly on it. Mom says, yeah, it's something I've been trying to work on and get more in tune to. Greatly appreciate that comment. Of course. Love all the appreciation comments and the positive comments. Means a lot. But anyway, nifty little tool. Oh yeah, man, that does work really nice. Heck yeah, it does. Man, that's cool too. Pretty satisfying. Definitely satisfying. Always got to watch your corners, your seals. Never want to get that. Switching sides. Get back here a little bit better though. Some of that by the sponge filter there, I'm not necessarily worried about. Alright, so most part I don't necessarily see any up front that I could really care to get. So go ahead, this bad boy back in. Shout out Poppers again. Nifty little tool that is there. Little pain in the butt, Jules Cichlid. I don't know what I'm gonna name that. I kind of thought about naming her Ruby, but I'm also not sure. Because Blake said that they're both females if they're not a pair. So I'm gonna assume they're both females. I don't know. That's Ruby and Veronica. There we go. There's their names. Veronica got beat up. Veronica was, I don't know. No idea what she was doing. But either way, she got her butt beat for it. So, can I do two things at once? Or is that going to come out? Yeah, it's going to come out. Again, 5 gallons, in my opinion. Perfect amount for this tank. I normally, depending on stocking for the most part, the size of the tank and filtration, of course, normally only do about 1/3, 30% water change. Somewhere in that area. Somewhere around there, old son. Yeah, Joker, you're too slow, man. Oh, you almost have him. Gotta be quicker than that. Whatever commercial that was. Somebody should drop that. Whatever. It's up for the wave. Have a great weekend. You do a great job with your fish. The setup is sick. Thank you. Greatly appreciate that. You have a great day tomorrow at work. You guys be safe. Have a great weekend. Tell Dave I said what's up because I know Dave will be there, of course. But like I said, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great weekend. Appreciate it. Anyway, back to the bottom tank here, which I haven't really talked about these 29 gallon tanks too much, which I haven't even posted the video, but you know what, whatever. This will be a little tease, because I don't know how many people will actually end up watching this live to this point, because we're already, I believe, 45 or so minutes deep into this. Of course, my two Oscars and the 150 are fighting, because that's what they do. But going to dose this tank. Actually, no. I'll do these two at the same time. It's the way I prefer to do it. That way I don't flood my basement. Again, happens pretty often. I won't say pretty often. Yeah, but it happens kind of often. We just don't necessarily talk about it. That's all. Anyway, Anyway, back to the good stuff. So in this tank, again, no, I haven't really talked about these 29s too much. Paradise fish, swordtails. I believe they are Pilates that are in here. Acenodonus and one orange, I believe it is, bristlenose pleco, and I believe another orange non-bristlenose pleco. I think something like that. Oh yeah, darn it! Oh, all right. Yep, just gonna need plugged in. My worst fear. I hate having to do this sometimes. Doing it this way just because it's kind of a pain. A little bit sketchy. I'm sure there's an easier way of doing this. Whatever. Yeah, yep, there it went. Only a little mess though. Not too bad. Not too bad. It always happens. Never fails. I think there's a rock in that. Not positive though. Something. Anyway, that big boy pleco is underneath, sitting nice and pretty as always. Can't believe I made a mess. I can. Happens, like I said, pretty often. But yeah, like I said, there's all kinds of change in the near future. Just a matter of when the time comes to get it all edited, posted, and all that good stuff. Like my last, the video that I'm getting ready to post is all but I believe like 18 minutes, and I'm pretty sure it took me between 14 and 16 hours. Obviously not all at one time, but from start to finish to get it all to the point that I'm ready to upload it. So yeah, definitely takes a good amount of time. Got some really, really good footage too of some stuff at Pops, his place, his fish room. Got some really good footage actually that I'm pretty excited for him to get posted up. That'll look very, very good. I love taking pictures of fish. Not only because one, it's challenging, but two, it's rewarding in a way. Once you get good quality pictures, it's pretty neat. Especially with fish, man. And fish are constantly moving, so that's like I said, kind of makes it difficult. I didn't think that through. Whatever, that'll work. Oscars are probably all thrown off because I changed their lights. You're way better than I am posting. Appreciate that, but I mean they're your fish, and I appreciate that. But we'll see. However it happens. How often do you change all your tanks? with all the decorations and whatnot? Good question. Very good question, Dave. Depends on the tank and what's in it. These guys pretty often. The 65 I haven't touched in a while. The 125 I haven't touched in a while. 55s I basically just got messed with. 150 got messed with. Honestly, it all just kind of varies on the tank, to be honest with you. Again, 29-gallon tank, cap full, 50 gallons. Don't need that. Rings, there we go. Give her a minute, or not even a minute, really. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, good enough. Start filling her up. Just like that. Both tanks are filling. Now, for those of you who stayed or are just tuning in or sorry, whatever the case may be, thank you very much. But this is my favorite part, is in Fish Alley, which is down here. Love doing Fish Alley. One, because it's sketch, because you don't necessarily know if you're going to get bit or not. Two, I really, really love just the colors of all these fish that are in this area, and they're all huge personality fish. The Jaguar's constantly watching, checking out like every single move you make. He's just always there, always very aware, I guess, of what's going on. Pudge, he's just a jerk because he can be. Gloria, which is Gunther's girlfriend, kind of, sort of. It's on and off relationship, it seems like. She's pretty, but she's very skittish, and sometimes, and other days, she's very up in your face. Gunther's just a big butt. Love him though. Flowerhorn, love that guy. Another Flowerhorn, which I don't have a name for her yet. My F2 Campa or Kamafa, whatever you want to say, and the Devi. But all these fish are pretty personable. I'm very excited to see what the Devi ends up doing within the next couple months, though. I can't wait to see what that fish does. Alright, so now we're at the point that I can actually use the pump and the hose for it being what it is. So, I'm going to start this way. Fish Alley. Fish Alley. But I'm going to start with these 20 gallons. Then go to the 50s, 55s, work my way down. 150 is going to need work, though. Not that it's a dirty tank, just algae problems. I hate algae. Absolutely hate it. Can't stand it. But it's good for some of the fish. Some of them like to eat it, especially the plecos and gouramis and all kinds of stuff like that. So, whatever. But let's go ahead and again use the pump the way that it was designed to be. I know what you're going to say. Garrett, again, plug it in. I don't have anywhere to plug it in. I ran out of space. So, let's get you guys a better look here at Fish Alley. Alright, here we are. Fish Alley. Gloria's tank. Gloria, Devi, Gunther, Kamafa, Campa, whatever. Now, obviously, for those of you who do not know, these fish all get to a good size. This will be the biggest fish in this space, probably anywhere from 18 to 28 inches. Extremely aggressive, very good eater, very dominant, pretty fish. Kind of difficult too to get at a good size. Flower horns. Gunther, he's a super red dragon, I believe is what he is, or something. I don't know. I have paperwork of what he is. Again, the Campa, and I believe, and the Campa is an F2, and I believe Gloria is a super red as well. So, in case you guys are wondering how far down I typically go on this tank, I typically go just to the tips of where the sponge filters are. So, get somewhat of a better view here. Just bear with me. Right there. Pudge! I don't know if you guys heard that or not. But if you did, yeah, it's Pudge for you. Now, I know you guys are going to say, Garrett, I literally thought you just said, depending on the fish, you only do X amount of a water change. Yeah, that's true. But for these guys here specifically, my flower horns, I always go a little bit over just because I kind of look at them as show slash breeder quality, high dollar ish potentially later down the line, and potentially fish type of thing. Plus, I just like the crystal clear water versus the 150. No matter what you do, unless you have incredible filtration, it's never going to be 100% perfectly clear. Like on any given day, yeah, I can look through all my tanks at one time down Fish Alley, meaning the 150 through Pudge's tank, the whole way through the 55 gallon. But the 55 gallon is never 100% clear. The 150 is pretty clear, and Pudge's tank, depending on his behavior, is normally pretty clear too. But anyway, got this Devi tank here rocking. Pudge! Would you ever think about getting some very colorful fish, such as electric blue African cichlids? Gorgeous blue little dudes. So specifically the electric blue Africans. Oh, there goes my phone settling. Not 100% sure, just because there's so many Africans. I'd have to see a picture, which I can look them up later. But I've had Africans that are very very blue, and yeah, they're very pretty, but for me they're just Africans are known for their chaotic behavior and their chaos. Like they're just very chaotic fish. They're not still hardly ever. And yes, I love that they are what they are, but I also like the calmness of a non-African related, I guess, kind of sort of, if you will. Like, yeah, I plan to have more African related things, African cichlids at a later date, but maybe just not these guys. If I do these guys again, I'm gonna go like crazy, top of the line overboard, just because I can. But we'll see what happens in the future. because you just never really know. All right. There's the Dovi tank there. On to Joker. Or not Joker, Gunther. I don't necessarily think I have to gravel back his tank out. It looks pretty clean. I don't necessarily see any leftover food or big turds. He's pretty mean too. He'll bite me as well if I gave him the opportunity to. Again, you can touch his nuclear hump too. Sometimes he tries to bite. Just again, depends on what mood he's in. And I'll start filling these guys up once the 29s are done, just because it's a little bit quicker that way. Alright, got that bad boy running a while. So what I will do is turn this around and let you guys get some cool shots here of the 150 and the Oscars. And the Beischer too, even if he decides that he wants to come out, maybe. Apologize for the glare. I'll get better. I promise. So yeah, this, as you can see, this tank needs a good cleaning, which kind of stinks. So I'm gonna have to get up on a chair. Good amount of algae on this tank. There's my food fish. There's colors of orange. Yeah, Dave, I know you love them, man. I know you love them. I love them when this light gets blue. Like once it goes to night and it gets that purple dusk or whatever, evening or whatever. I love that. It's so neat looking. I could tell them two were fighting because he has a gash in his head, or she has a gash in her head. Dang, he whooped your butt. That's weird. Normally she beats you. All right, role play, I guess. Whatever. You pretend to be her. She pretends to be you. Whatever. It's a judgment-free zone. Yeah, I can't wait, guys. Like I said, I truly do mean it. Pops and I have some gnarly plans. At least in my opinion, pretty gnarly plans for this room. I don't know, he has some exciting things going on as well. He told me some very neat things that'll be awesome if it ends up working out for the channel Dragon Aquatics. How many gallons your tank? This one here, specifically, or the last batch that we were looking at? Aussie accent, yes. I don't know about that one, but this is a 150 gallon, so 6 foot. I think it's like 3 feet tall. I don't know. It's a really tall tank, but yeah, it's a 150. I know these Oscars are not full grown. Don't worry. Yeah, this one, 150 gallons. I'm not sure what the liters amount is. I have no idea what the equivalents of things are, but all good, dude. All good. Could just be 2. 1, because service is a little spotty in this basement. 2, I'm very tired. And 3, I don't always talk in the loudest tone. So. What do you breed? Peacocks. as of right now, peacocks, eventually flower horns. These Oscars might be a pair. I hope they're a pair. Just not sure because if you know about Oscars, you know that they're pretty difficult to try and sex. It's 10 p.m. for me. Yeah, it's 10:05 here. But Iliades, Bala Shark, hybrid that took off out of nowhere in size. No idea what happened to him. And the Bishu's in there somewhere. You might get these two gossiping. They tend to do that a lot. Lock lips. They're drama queens. But oh well. Check on the tanks. Don't want anything to overfill. Never like when that happens. Makes a mess. Sucks. You can keep asking questions if you got any. You guys can ask whatever questions you want. Honestly, no question's a dumb question, and I don't judge. So ask whatever you would like. Sit that there. All right, good deal. Now we're gonna start filling up fish over here. You feed live food. Fish, no, but worms and such, yes. Shrimp, I've done that before. Certain tanks, but for the most part, no. I'll feed frozen a lot of stuff, or I will feed. Darn, that's where that ended up going. Or I will feed pellets. I feed a good variety of stuff. I always try and give my fish variety. It's something I think is very important is variety. It's a lot of frozen food. Not really everything, cause like I'll give them night crawlers that obviously I'll cut up. Red wigglers I'll cut up, of course, depending on the size. There they go. They're gonna go at it. They always do this, and I promise, like they don't ever get to the point that they're all about gonna beat each other to death. Like I promise, I keep an eye on them, and they don't need separated. In my opinion, I truly do think they're a breeding pair. They do this all the time. I wouldn't say all the time, but they get like this, and then they're fine, and then they get like this, and then they're fine. So if you buy the frozen packs, yeah, I do buy the frozen packs every now and again. So I don't know where exactly you are, but in Hanover, Pennsylvania, guy named Blake, Fishing Friends. I got absolutely love that guy. He does kind of like a mystery envelope thing. So you'll spend X amount of money and you'll get basically a good amount of things. So I spent, I guess it was like $50 on frozen food envelope. I got 2 mixed worms, brine shrimp, blood worms, beef. I believe it was beef heart, krill, daphnia, like all kinds of stuff, all kinds of stuff. So, a fighting married couple, lol. Yeah, basically, man. Like, see, this is what I mean. Like, oh, yep, there they are. They're always together. And then every now and again, they just get the poops of each other. Is this your biggest tank? Yeah, for now. For now, it is. I want to do something bigger, a good amount bigger. Not gonna say what. Oh, you're in New York. All right, what's up, dude? That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, for now, this will be my biggest tank. There they go again. But eventually down the line, once I have a house big enough for it, I plan my plan is to have a 2,000 gallon somewhere around there. But that's obviously a couple years out. You like big fish? Yeah, big personality fish. What's the smallest fish? Smallest currently or smallest? Like its life size, I guess, if you will. I'm going to get these tanks filling up, and then I will get back with you here in a minute. Good questions, though. Definitely good questions. Definitely good questions. Gotta find my prime. Gotta find my prime. Always prime. I should be a commercial guy, man. I really should be. No need to fear. Prime is here. Not sponsored. Again, not sponsored. But that would be neat, man. I would love to get sponsored at some point, even if it's just little stuff once every now and again, just to even get in touch with somebody like that. That would be awesome to grow to that point. That would be that'd be more than incredible. Unboxing or fish or yeah, that's a dream right there. That is a dream. But for now, obviously, we will keep chugging along because that's what we do. We stick with it, as I end every single one of my videos with. You guys click on and watch any of my videos after watching the live, you will know that I always say stick with it, stay tuned. I'll catch you on the next one. And that's the way I try and look at things in life. Stick with it, people. Things can be discouraging at times, but it is never worth quitting. Never worth quitting. Ever. Never, ever. All right, back to your questions. Back to your questions. What's your smallest fish currently? All right, so currently, I would probably say, let me get, apologize for the bounciness. It's on a tripod. Currently. Actually, currently. If we're talking right at this moment, man, I don't know if you can see them. Those little guys right there, convicts. Always breeding in my freaking tanks. All the time. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. I can't necessarily stretch my neck far enough to see my PC. Yeah, that's not going to work. But anyway, yeah, so we got those. Those are probably the smallest just because they're babies. But probably these peacocks down here, if not them. But sweet. So got the 20s filling up now. Gonna kick it over the 65. I see the little buggers. Yeah, man. I wasn't sure if the camera was able to pick it up, but yeah, they breed like all the time, all the time. They're literally on top. There's adult fish are on top of each other the way that flies are on crap. So it's kind of frustrating, but whatever. It's only a little frustrating. Then move this stuff over, allow some room. That bad boy right in like so. There we go. Get them bad boys filling up. Heinies. I still got it. Might be old, but I can still stretch. What's those fish on the bottom you're breeding? So these I'm not actually breeding here. These are fry. So once I get done all these water changes, I'll do like a brief, quick little zoom in on each fish. I'm trying to hurry. That way you guys are so interested. But a lot of these guys, some of these bigger guys here are from the first batch of peacocks that I had. These smaller one here, smaller ones are from my latest batch. So they're probably, I don't know, 3-4 months old, and there's big ones that are really starting to get colorsome blue there. Wow, dude. They're all but a year old now. So a year old and only 2 inches and or an inch and a half, whatever. I get discouraged with it, and I gotta remember to follow my words and be patient, and obviously stick to the process, and stay patient with everything. So sometimes I do have trouble with that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If you know me, if you know me outside of work, then or outside of yeah, I guess if you know me outside of work, then yeah, you would definitely know that about me. That's for sure. All right. Anyway, that bad boy is looking nice and good. Then what I'll do, set that up. What's their parents? So the parents of those guys. So in case you were wondering, these are African cichlids, as well as these guys here. This is my 125. Now it looks a lot different now from what it did a couple weeks ago. A lot's changed. A lot of my fish I actually gave to my dad, Pops. So if you check him out, he posts videos as well. He just posted a video a couple days ago. His 125. He has a super sick room as well. But he took some of my guys, obviously, because I have other plans for this tank. If you didn't see that video. But yeah, I had a marmalade in here. I had really cool. I call it a mystery fish. I don't know if he was like a hat mixed with a sulfur head or something. I'm not positive, but either way, super cool. I'm probably gonna get bit doing this because I know these guys are hungry. Not that it really hurts, but it's still kind of not cool, guys. Bite the hand that feeds you. But sometimes in life as a fish, you just do what you gotta do, I guess. Stick that back in there like so. Plug this bad wave maker back in. There we go. Now we got the current water rippling. It's restricted. You have a convict pair. Yeah, I do. Yep, in here. There's a couple of them. I I love all fish, but convicts are kind of like the biggest pain in the butt fish that I have. To be honest with you, I like they're jerks, man. They really are. I mean, I get they're protecting their fry, but they're jerks. So there's that. It's kind of annoying, a little bit frustrating. So is this wave maker freaking jamming up again for whatever reason. I wonder if there's a rock or something stuck. Normally, if it gets unstuck, it's because there's a rock. I don't feel one though. But yeah, so these are the parents of those little guys in that tank. In the bottom tank, if that's the tank that you were asking about. Assuming that it was though. Yeah, man, I don't know what the deal with this Waymaker is. It starts and then it stops. I don't know if it's done or not. I almost wonder. Wait a second here. Wait. Alright, well, anyway. For whatever reason, this thing's fucking freaking jammed. I'm not sure why. I hate having to take this out. It's always a pain to get this back in the way that I had it crier. And this only happens because these fish are constantly moving crap around. So it's obviously you're gonna have stuff that gets jammed from time to time. Which, of course, there's really nothing you can do about that. Alright. Anyway, hopefully that'll be the difference maker there. I can see the fry so clearly. Can you really? Can so clear as the iPhone? Dude, that's freaking awesome. If it's perfectly clear, then yeah, that's awesome. Yes, it's an iPhone. But yeah, my videos, like if you want to see really, really, really good quality stuff, go check out my actual videos. Or my shorts, I should say. My shorts, I take a lot of pride in recording that stuff. Anyway. These tanks back to filling up. Yeah, I'm glad that you could see though, man. I was kind of concerned with the way it was going to be here in the basement, but yeah, I got some really pretty fish in here. Blueberries, typical OB. Got male OB, dragon's blood, female that's holding. These guys are fighting probably because one, they're hungry. Two, water changer. Three, fry. Which I don't see any other beds of fry that I didn't see. Holy crap, dude! There's like 100 of them in there. I hate it. I would say I hate it, but it's just a constant, ongoing battle with convicts, no matter what you do. All right, let's go ahead and get this other 55 gallon draining a while. Go ahead and get that all nice and situated in there like so. Sweet. Back to draining tanks. And Joker's trying to go after his friends again. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna go back to being in this little space here, over here, get a different view. Everything's filling up, so obviously that does take a couple minutes, especially in Fish Alley. Especially here in Fish Alley. But hell yeah. Oh man, so there's 3 of you that are left. If you guys could comment, please comment. And the reason I'm asking is because one, I want to know. Well, first, actually, I would like to thank you guys for saying this song. And two, I'd like to know what fish you guys like the most. Pookie, hi, hi, my #1 supporter. Pudge, Pudge your favorite, or are you saying to get Pudge wound up? I'm not gonna get Pudge wound up right now. I'm getting ready to clean Pudge's tank. Joker's wound up though. If you look at the bottom, not necessarily advertising his behavior, but I don't necessarily advertise. They're just playing tag. That's what they're doing. He's playing tag. Pudge is your favorite? Oh, now we know. Now we know. The truth comes out. Damn, you hear that, Oscars? You guys have been demoted. It's kind of rude. Not gonna lie. Bet you won't tell him that though. I'm sure Pudge would love that. Make his head a little bit bigger. All right, 4 of you. If you're new, what is up? What is up? Name's Garrett, 3rd Gen Aquatics. Thanks for joining. Water change in chat. Ask whatever questions you got. Feel free. No question is a dumb question. If you want to see a tank, let me know. Got any questions about that tank? Let me know. Yep, Pudge, calm down. What is that? Oh, fish. All right, so that's about good on them. Pull this out. On to the next. Give me 1 minute. I'll check the camera here in a second. Or comments, chat, whatever you want me to call you guys. Flower horns and Joker. Yeah, I love Joker. Love Joker. And the flower horns too. Obviously, they're gorgeous, but Gunther is obviously it's my guy. Mainly because that's my first one. He taught me a lot about him. He's what got me into flower horns a lot further. And obviously, I got to give a shout out to my lovely Putinks for getting me him. Very, very, very grateful for that. Soybean said Pudge and Gunther. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Why is he still awake? Oh, excuse me, I burped. Apologize. There we go. Joker doing his thing. I can't really say anything because I do kind of do it to myself. So if I get that, whatever. That would suck, but whatever. Mom, if you're still watching, please don't freak out. Remember, you're safe. All right, chill out. God. I gotta dose these tanks before I start filling them up. I gotta do that. He's sleepy. Good. You should be sleepy, little guy. I should be sleepy. I gotta get up nice and early. But to the 3 of you who are watching, Well, to the two of them. I don't know who the third person is. I would like to know who the third person is. But for the two people that I know are definitely watching, thank you for always being my two biggest supporters. Pops as well, of course. Greatly appreciate that. You guys make this all possible. So can't forget that. Oh, now we got 5 still watching and still need your fingers. I mean, I don't think this one really has that much of a purpose. I don't want to lose my thumb. My pinky, I don't know what necessarily a pinky does. I'm sure it has some sort of reason. Alright, so Gloria, or no, not Gloria. Kamafa, Kamfa, whatever. Don't bite me, please. Her tank is done. Get another little view here of the flower horns, since I know a lot of you like the colors of them. Why is that putting out so many bubbles like that? I hate when that does that. Alright, so your tank's done. You're still good. You're still good. Nadovi, since you've been lately showing me that you kind of have a jumping problem, I'm going to tap you out there. Gunther has a little while yet. Let's get the 55s rocking and rolling. Still watching 5. All right, what's 4? Dang. Anyway. Start a poll? Ooh. Start a Q&A. Question. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that another time. So I don't necessarily have an idea for a Q&A. Maybe we'll do that another time. That's actually a pretty neat idea. Alright, you're done. You're done. Just Gunther's tank filling up yet. His tank normally takes a little bit. Because pockets of air seem to form for whatever reason, and micro bubbles are not good for your fish. Could end up actually choking out your fish. And just because I'm going to add just a small drop, because I did kind of stop the process of that. Anyway, shut that back up. Start filling the 55s. And for those of you who are watching, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, go to the bathroom if you have to, because you do not want to miss Pudge and Joker. Because if I'm going to get bit, it'll be at those 2 tanks, and you're not going to want to miss that. I'm telling you right now. Actually, Mom, right now is probably the best time to get off. So good night. I love you. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Always, always, always try and keep my family close by. Family are huge, very important. It's always something I think you should focus on. Not trying to get too much in personal life stuff or whatever, life lessons, none of that crap. But always, always keep your family close by. So, alright. We'll grab the prime and start filling, I guess. Can't wait to see Joker and Pudge. Yeah, Dave, you just want to see me get bit, man. I don't even. You don't have to admit it, but it's okay if that's what you want to see. I understand. Two tanks kind of thought it was funny the first time I got bit too. After she made sure I was okay, of course. Yeah, come on, man. It's alright, Dave. It's alright, Dave. Just know if I lose a finger or something, I will be blaming you. I will be blaming you. 100%, man. 100%. So if you're okay with living with that for the rest of your life, it has happened. Like, I promise you it's happened. Like, he's got me all but twice already. He's got me once good. Once good. And the second time, he kind of just gave me a little kiss with some teeth at the end, I guess. That's fine. All right, so like I said, we're just waiting on Gunther to fill up. Got the 55s filling now. So make sure the flow on the two tanks look about the same, so they fill up at about the same rate. And time for Pudge. Just kidding. I'll let you guys see. Gosh, Dave, I won't skip the good part. Here we go. Just kidding. I'm gonna grab my buckets first. Try and delay this as long as I can. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even need a bucket. What am I thinking, man? Jeez, Garrett. Deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. And no, I don't ever want you guys to think I'm scared of my fish. No, I'm not scared of my fish. Pudge is just, he's mean. He's not friendly. He gives kisses with his teeth. And he has sharp teeth. So, not necessarily a fun time. Had to walk over to my PC. Want to make sure everything looks good. But, alright, well, let's do it, I guess. It ain't gonna do itself. Do spring cleaning. Housekeeping. Yeah, man. He's wound up right now. Oh, crap. Yeah, nope. I'm not getting bit. Sorry, Dave. Not happening. Nope. Not happening. Not taking one for the team. Not today. Nope. Nope. Call me a pansy. I do not care. Not taking one for the team today. Not happening. Not happening. And he'll clearly do it. Like he's not a chicken poop fish. Knock it off, man. Gosh. He needs like behavioral lessons, honestly. Trying to teach him to not be so rude in front of the camera, but it's not necessarily a thing that he cares to follow. Sometimes he's good, and other times he'll just kind of turn, which is why I'm kind of keeping an eye on him because he'll just turn and be right there before I know it. And he'll jump out of here. He's not scared to jump either, which is very scary because a fish that's all but as big as he is. I had a tape measure over here that I actually, of course, can't find. Go figure. I can never find a 10 or a freaking tape measure. Everybody says about a 10 millimeter socket. I can never find a freaking tape measure ever. Ugh. Ugh. Excuse me. Come here, bud. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So you're probably, if I had to guess, come this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Yeah, he's definitely bigger than. He's got to be at least a foot. At least a foot. Oh yeah, he's at least. He's got to be a foot. There's no way he's not a foot. He's got to be a foot. Anyway, he's a foot. 100% a foot. Anyway, Don't want any of my tanks to overfill. Gotta keep an eye on that. I'm not getting bit. That's it with his tank. But what I will do is mess with this. Because this is entertaining. For me and for him, I think, honestly. Just gives him another chance to bite me. So this is a power head. Also acts semi sort of like a filter. That was actually pretty smooth. I didn't make too much of a mess. Know what you're saying, Gary? You're getting water over the floor. It's my basement. Yes, I care about my basement, but my basement's probably 200 some years old, and it's cobblestone and dirt and rock and whatever else it is. So, oh well. 5 people not afraid of my fish. Sure, yeah, Dave. Well, it's just why would I want to get bit if I don't exactly have to? Now, like, if I was gonna be asked, would you take a punch bite for $100? Oh yeah, dude, I'd definitely take my bite like a man. That's no problem there. But if I don't have to, I'd rather not, because he draws blood, and it's just not fun. Not fun. Not a fun time, brother. Not a good time. So what goes in here? Don't worry, I'll show you here in a moment. It's a great question. Very great question. Take one for the team. I could, but again, I don't necessarily provoke or what's the word? Promote provoking your fish. But on the off chance that it happens, then it happens. I mean, he is pretty wound up, so we'll see. And like I said, I still got to get that sponge filter. I guess I don't necessarily have to, but I would like to. You just choose them apart, or he'll end up destroying them and chewing on the hose and all the other stuff bad fish and bad activity fish do. Love Pudge though, absolutely love it, 100%. One of my favorite fish in here or in this basement. I say that about everything now, so I guess. All right. Chill out. Knock it off. It's still connected, and he didn't break anything. So I wonder if there's water in the hose. I wouldn't be surprised if there was. All right, I'm gonna get to draining his tank. It's getting late. I gotta be up super early, butt cracking on. I didn't go to bed till last night, super late. Obviously, I'm an irresponsible dog, so I get up early and go to work. And this is where the rocks come to play and get stuck, and this is where I get bit. Just kidding, Dave. Don't get all excited. Jeez. 105 minutes. That's a good amount of time I've been live. Definitely the longest, that's for sure. And the 120 or the 150 takes a good amount of time too. So I guess what I'll do, the 150 takes a while. So I'll get stuff situated to start dealing with this tank because, again, as I just said, this tank takes a good minute to clean because it is so big and there's just so much glass on this tank. Ah! Stepped on the hose. LOL. Alright, back to the 150, my friends. And the 150 is looking absolutely beautiful as always. Like, I love this tank so much. I'll probably turn some of the lights off just to try and kill out some of that glare for you guys once I get this 75 setup done. Chill out. Like, you always gotta be like that. No kisses. Only 11 o'clock. Man, I'm making pretty good time. I was hoping or thinking it was gonna be all but midnight, which it probably will by the time this thing gets filled. So as this is filling, that'll probably be it for the night. I will wrap things up. I'll do some editing, finish some things up. So that way you guys have new content to watch. That's something we strive to do, is always have new, good, quality content for you guys. Because we want that for you guys, and we all work really hard on that. It's something that, we all care. Pops, Grady, myself, we all care very much about. Grady's very busy right now, so he's kind of doing his own thing. He's downsized a little bit. I don't know. I mean, we might have a video of him at some point talking about that, maybe. But Grady's just at a point in his life right now that, yes, he still loves fish and everything, but he's kind of stepping back for a little bit. And that's okay because he's at that point in his life that he wants to focus on him and, creating a career and a future for himself and continue to grow his relationship. So that is one thing we definitely, all three of us guys on this channel, got lucky with. We all got very, very good ladies, very, very great support systems. So thank you to them, as always. Because and like I said, a lot of time goes into this hobby, especially when you have this many tanks and you have a YouTube that you actively try and keep up with and stuff like that. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of time doing tank maintenance. It's a lot of time going to get massive driftwood pieces. It's a lot of time going to find the perfect rock. It's it's a lot of time. So definitely always thankful for them. But anyway, both 55 gallons are full. Go ahead and put the cover back over them. Call it a night. At least for them. Dude, we got these 55s loaded, man. I got distracted and turned around. Good Lord, son. Them boys are loaded. Hopefully my plecos won't end up jumping into that. I'll probably end up taking some water out of that. It's a little too much water in there. I don't want anybody thinking they can be an escape artist. That's obviously not okay. But anyway, I'm gonna grab my handy dandy chair here. To the 4 people still here. What is up? What is up? Looking at the 150 gallon, main showpiece fish, in my opinion, main eye-catching fish that you will probably look at first. 2 Oscars, follow shark. I'm not sure where the Beischer's hanging out at. He probably has his days and nights all messed up because I changed the lights for this to do everything tonight. But I'll shut up. Stop wasting my, not really wasting my time, but go back to what I need to get done. Gotta take the scraper again. Shout out Pops for tonight. Or for tonight, geez, for that scraper. Jeez, boy. Get a little tired. You can tell now, folks. Oh, Dave. I'm sorry, dude. I'm here in my PC. Um, yeah, your comment. I just now seeing this. I apologize. The one that says, would you ever look into getting an eel or a stingray or jellyfish? Anything exotic like that? Yes, I have. A couple of those things are actually on the list. I wouldn't say a couple, but 1 or 2 of those things are on the list of wants. But I need to get some other things finalized before I do that. Some other things taken care of first. It's all good. Man, I greatly appreciate you for staying this long. Seriously, like it means a lot. Definitely, definitely a real one for that. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. For real. Of course, Mary Lou, thank you very much too. I know you're down for the count already, but thank you very much. Greatly appreciate you guys for watching. Seriously. But anyway, drain probably a little bit more out of this tank. Not too much. Yeah, dude. Those 55 gallons are full, son. Full, son. That's for sure. Hell yeah, dude. That's real deal. Real deal, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. That's another thing too that I would like to touch on. Everybody's support, for the most part, that I've ran into. Actually, I'll say it for every part. It's been absolutely amazing. Like very positive, very um I don't want to say almost informational, but you know what I mean. Like people have, hey, I've done this before. This works out for me, or try this, or very helpful, I guess. So that's always appreciated, and that's one thing that I love about the fish community is, for the most part, at least my not my community, but my channels, our channels community is very positive and very uplifting and welcoming and helpful, and that's awesome. I love to see that because that's at the end of the day a major part for me. That's what got me into this. So there's that. There's that. Maybe just a tad bit more. All right, and then here. Remember, always gotta put your tree. Ah, a little too much. Damn, Garrett, and this stuff's expensive too. Anyway, never forget, treat your tanks. It's the last thing you want to do. I'm gonna make sure all my valves are off because ADHD sucks and talking to you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this little jerry rigged system moved over. Works really, really well though. Pinches in, fits into place like so. Pudge does jump sometimes, but not often. He has to be extremely worked up to do that. So we're gonna get water coming out into each tank here and filling, and I'll scrape this tank down and get looking pretty. All right. Always scrape a good distance away from your silicone. Never get by your silicone. Ever, ever, ever. Never, never, ever. No. Chill. 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 It's not food. Chill, you nosy little thing. All right, well, if you want to eat it, go ahead, I guess. I mean, it's not really going to hurt you guys, so whatever. Yeah, this process is, again, time consuming, but this is definitely a huge part. And I love doing water changes on my tanks, as I've previously stated. Just driftwood in here will make it a little difficult because of how high this tank is to try and get back here. But I never shy away from a challenge. Just hope I don't take a dive. I don't think the fish would like that. I don't think I would like that. And I'm pretty sure that my neighbor would not like the fact that I'm in his basement at 10 o'clock at night. Or 11 o'clock at night. So let's not do that. Of course, you can never get everything perfect. Just try what you can. I know what you're thinking to yourself, Garrett. Shouldn't you be cleaning your tanks instead of making a mess? The answer would be it's part of the process. It's part of the process. I don't necessarily mind the algae on the back. It's not really a problem. I don't really care. It's just the sides and the front. So I'm start working on the front now, I guess. So get myself back up on my handy dandy chair. It's a good hamstring workout. I'll be honest with you, bending over like that, get all the nooks and crannies of a tank. You can really feel it, in the hammies. So get my stretches and exercise in case anybody was worried about my health. Plus, I carry buckets around in my basement that has water in it. Like, come on now. For fun. Again, always got to stay a decent amount away from your silicone. Got to be very, very mindful of that. And obviously, try and give everything a nice good cleaning. Driftwood looks really, really good in here. Video will be coming out shortly with that. Very, very shortly, actually. That'll be what I'm going to end up doing. So I get off of this here for the night, and this tank fills up because this tank takes a while to fill up. It's because it takes so much water out of this tank. Big tank. Yes, I do have good filters on here. I also have fish that produce a good amount of waste. These fish are good size. And I feed decently heavy to all my tanks for the most part. So. Sweet, man. Looks good. I got to clean up in this space, though. I'm very, very particular about the way my tanks look. I try and get everything looking as nice as possible. I'll say when I first started our channel, when we first started our channel, and when I first had the idea, is what I meant to say, was that I lost my train of thought because I'm tired. If you guys are following along, help me out. What was I talking about? Chat. Fish fam. I don't know what to call you guys. I actually kind of like that. Fish fam. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. I'm sure that's already taken name, or not, obviously not like a channel name, but a commonly said thing. Put another weight maker in this tank, honestly. Help with some of this as well. Alright, so that's pretty good. Now I'm going to have to flip. All these tanks look good. These tanks look good. All these tanks look good. Alright, cool. Everybody looks good. Three. Who's still on here? Who's still on here yet? I assume probably two tanks. Love this blue Acara. Dave, if you're still on, there's your bluey. I actually don't have a name for that fish. So, and that's something I'm working on, is naming all my fish. So if Dave, I know that that's a fish that you like a lot. So if you want to name that fish, there's your fish to name, my friend. You can name it whatever you want as long as it's YouTube appropriate. Only restrictions. I don't really know what that is because that kind of seems to change, but I'm not going to talk about that because YouTube has been very, very good to me and all of the people that I've met through YouTube have been very, very good to me. So grateful for my experiences so far, and I truly cannot wait to see what else happens, man. Like the limitations are not really. There's really no limitations, really, honestly, with what we can do. I'll think about a name. Sweet, good deal, man. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I could be like a principal back at school and tell you that the assignment's due by the end of the live. I won't do that though. All right, so gonna cover that back up. The only reason why there's so much algae on this or in this tank is just due to these lights. I think kind of stinks, but at the same time, I love this lighting. Love the lighting, especially 24-hour setting. And I'm not gonna say his name on the channel, but the gentleman that I did get the 150 from, if you end up watching this or if you've ever seen anything from the 150, thank you so much for this tank. Absolutely love this tank. It was a 2-hour drive all but to go get this tank. So definitely well worth it, obviously. Gorgeous tank. So that's after scraping the tank. That's before over there. I don't know if you guys can really tell the difference with the glare being the way. Ooh, the way that it is. I hit the light bulb. Freaking basement, man. But yeah. So these tanks are filling, and like I said, once they're filled, I'll turn the light out. That way, you guys can actually see this a little bit better. This is going to be an interesting deal to try and get because this driftwood isn't 100%. All right, Stretch Armstrong. Stretch arm skinny. Get it? Because I'm skinny. There's a catfish. Where's the Bisher? The Bisher's probably still in his little den hiding. I truly am surprised I haven't gotten bit, though. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But for those of you who are watching, I'll do you guys a favor. It's getting late. It's getting to that bedtime. Would you guys like some ASMR water sounds? Kind of weird. Not 100% into that, but let's be honest. Fish tank water sounds are the best sounds to fall asleep to. So if you would like, I could find a nice, quiet water spot and you guys could relax and enjoy the show for the rest of your night. If you are still watching, thank you so much. Appreciate all the support. Love you guys very, very much. And there's the two drama queens. Freaking. Yeah. They attack the glass. They do that a lot. I'm pretty sure they like attack each other's reflection. Like it's a thing. I'm pretty positive it's a thing that they do. I don't know why they do it, but they do it. Anyway, hey, some more water? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Let me know. Oh, see? Okay, so that behavior right there is exactly why I think that they're a breeding pair. Honestly. And the way that they constantly change their colors like that. Get up close with it here. Yeah. So I'm going to get up close, finish scrubbing down this tank. And I want you guys to enjoy the dope footage. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Enjoy some water sounds. tank's a little bit down, so I'm actually using like all right. Anyway, now time to fill some lights so you guys can actually see the beauty within this 150-gallon tank. Because again, this tank is beautiful. Love this tank. Truly, truly, truly love this tank. 100%. Oh shit. What am I looking for here? I want to get my 3G hat dirty. Oh no, my hair. Gosh, guys. I'm about to look like a big old buffoon with hat head on the interwebs. Almost. Fire arm. Awesome. Wait, she comes up and plates my elbow. Oh man, that would suck. So I can reach without having to take this off. Drop this. Sucks. Okay, let's shout out again. Props. It's definitely big. I said, guys, here's a lot of time I get in fish tanks, especially keeping fish tanks that look good and having fish that are happy and healthy, reproducing stuff like that. It all takes a lot of time. Well, cool. Since I'm washing my arm in fish tank water, that means I guess I get to skip shower tonight, which is cool. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's weird. Not funny. Obviously, since I work early and everything else, it's not okay. Can't really do that. That's so sketch. Yeah, not perfect. I'm just good out. Already touched. Now I gotta focus on this area in here. Of course, the ostriches are all creeping because I'm in here. Not what I meant to do. Never want that to happen. I at least don't want that to happen. See any fishing things. Oh, so it's just the bubbles for my fish. I love this hobby so much. I know that sounds really, really corny, but that's actually kind of cool. But it really is. It's uh, such a therapeutic hobby. Alright, put it back on. I didn't do too bad. I didn't do great. But I guess I didn't do poorly. A little white. I got Mr. Thick stuff for. Just that way. That. How is that? Sweet, better. It's never gonna be perfect, but I'm really, really particular with this stuff. I apologize to my fiance if she's watching this. I know it's late. I'm worried about the little stuff here. This to me is what matters: is the little things. It's all of the little things that makes one big puzzle piece so perfect. And that's the main reason why I do a lot of this. Because it's kind of controlled chaos in a sense. As horrible as that sounds, it is kind of controlled chaos. I guess if you look at it that way. That's great. That's why do you like fish? It's controlled chaos. All right, sweet. Good enough for me first. Yeah, yeah, that's good. It's good for you guys. Looks nice and clear. A lot better than what it did. Let me throw my hat back on. Solidly. Wherever I put that. Tired now. Definitely beginning to get tired now. That's for sure. Starting to get a little sleepy. But I do not care. I will always push on. Will always strive to grow and be one step better. And I love my fish. So anyway, Gonna go ahead and get some close-ups for you guys, get the lights back on, get everything situated now that we're all nice and wiped down. Look halfway presentable. Can't shut this too far yet, but I will shut that like that. Alright, and of course the Oscars are gonna get to it right away. Can you guys just behave, please? And this hang on back filter, since it doesn't go too far down, I always unplug this. Sorry, Pudge. Stop biting, dude. I would think he'd be trying to sleep. Well, maybe that's why he's grumpy. Actually, he's probably grumpy because he didn't get fed today due to water changes. And he's tired. So I'm probably disrupting him. So that I could understand. Alright, everybody. That is right. The final tank for tonight is being drained and filled as we speak. My phone is currently at 12%. So yeah, it's been a night, that's for sure. Again, I thank you guys so much for joining. I truly appreciate all your guys' support, each and every one of you. All your likes, all your comments, all your subscriptions, everything, so on and so forth. But this tank is draining. Beautiful shot. If anybody can screenshot that. Wow, man. If that's good quality, screenshot that, please. But anyway, it's awesome. So this tank is draining. Everything's filled. I'm getting ready to hop off. Like I said, my phone is on 12%. So, greatly appreciate you guys. Like I said, it truly does mean the world to me here. Oh, shit. I got a root. No way, my phone's locked. That's why I had to freaking film the way that I did. Wow, man, that's kind of crap. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Again. You guys mean a lot to me. To Pops, to Grady. So, you guys, again, are the reason why we strive to keep posting these videos, keep growing, learning new things, getting new fish, and meeting new people. So, thank you guys so much. Check out the next video. I'll see you next time. Love you guys all. See you. Oh. Just kidding. Stick with it. Stay tuned. Catch you on the next one.